you know. And it sticks like glue. Where I put it, it stays. Then when I park, I take this and I put this down out of sight because they're purposely breaking windows, thinking it's GPS. They'll break your windows. You've got to mount it here or here, you know. And so I don't want my window broken just for a 10-cent radar detector, you know. So anyway, that's one thing that I added. Is that thing, and then also is the safety belt that I put on. Like this, and my earlier.
So explain also about the, you know, what your chest issues and all that.
Earlier, when my chest wasn't healed up all the way from the operation, I didn't like any pressure pushing on my chest, so I had to come up with an idea. So I come up with this here. I put a bungee cord on here, and I attached on to took a knife apart, and I hinged it so it's on a swivel. And it's got a clamp that goes on your belt, but now I can just clamp on there. So I just pull this here and I can put it in here, and it's adjustable. I want it further away from my chest, the higher I put it. The lower I put it, the more it is. So that works out just great for me, and there's no pressure at all. In an emergency, I still get my full benefit of the safety belt. The cops don't bug me for it either. And like I say, it's a one of a kind. But that's.
So when will you When will you be going into mass production on that one?
Yeah, my sister wants me to make one, but I haven't made it for her yet. And otherwise, you know, Dawn thought it's a good idea. And also, my wife didn't like this car. It's hard to get in and out of because it's low to the ground like most cars are. So my son gave us this pad, and the wife now she likes the car. Because her van gets in and out of so easy, she loves it. She didn't like this car for getting in and out of. Now this has got one here, and I'm surprised that Don don't have one in his car yet. He will. Just give him a little time. He'll take it. Yeah, he'll steal my idea.
Yeah, the GoldWing.
Duane, you want to hear the kicker for this car?
All right. What's the kicker?
This car has bumper-to-bumper GM full protection for another year or 60,000, whichever comes first. Anything that goes wrong, wears out, whatever, is fully covered. Even the roadside assistant is still on this car.
How old is it?
04. He had the 660, which cost the guy that bought this car. This car was almost 25,000. I could show you the paperwork in the glove compartment. He bought the 660 protection plan, $1,500 for the plan. And
it goes with the car, whoever.
He transferred it over, but it cost me $50 to transfer over, which was well worth it. And I haven't used it, and hopefully I never will have to use it. But you can see the car is in mint condition. You know, they didn't have no children or nothing, so everything works perfect. And I don't know.
How much did you spend on this car again?
$3,000. He originally was going to give it to me for $4,000, and he was smarting off in my garage one day, and he says, "Ray," he says, "I'll give you that car for $3,000." And I says, "Okay, let's cut and dry this right now." I said, $3,000, that's for sure. And you know, like you say, everybody was kind of doubting me, and when the time come, he was supposed to take the money and pay off. He only owed $3,000. He got a little nervous and wanted to get this new car, so he went and paid off with his own money before he even had that. So then he gave me the car right away, and I said, "Get that lien. When you pay it off, they'll give you a lien, a piece of paper." He didn't know about that. I said, "It ain't gonna do you no good. I can't say I turn this title card over until you give me that lien piece of paper." He said, "Oh, I'll get it." And you called, and he did. And he got that. I had the piece of paper, and a week or so later, and I transferred it over and everything. I think I only put down $3,000 what I paid for it. I was worried about him not believing me. You know, they charged me more money for that business.
Beautiful car.
Yeah, like I say, it's mint. Still got the original tires on it, over 50,000 miles on them. Don can't figure out why they're still like brand new. Original tires. Yeah.
Beautiful, just beautiful.
This thing, I hate to say it, I will put this car up against anybody's. When this thing's warm and I put it in gear, you sit in it. If you don't believe me, you can do it. Get in there. You don't feel it. You don't hear it. That's how smooth that motor is. Synthetic oil. Thank you very much. Ron can't figure out why it's smoother than his. You know, synthetic oil. It's so smooth, Duane. It's unreal. It scares me. Well, even ask him. He'll tell you. Every once in a while we stop at a restaurant or something, and I'll say, "Wait a minute, He's looking real serious. I said, is this thing running? My Rick drove it to get bait up at Grand Rapids about a month ago. We got in the bait store, and we pulled up, and well, yeah, then he started it, and then the red light come on, you know, for the message center, you know, tell you everything in case anything's wrong. And he thought it wasn't running. He turned it back off and restarted it.
Is that right?
Yeah, he didn't know it was running. That's how smooth it is. It's just unreal. I got, Duane, I tell you a story. I went to Branson, Missouri, about a month ago, and I drove 72 miles an hour. I got on 35W. I filled up in the county market by my house there, and I got on the 35W, 72 miles an hour, cruise on, going all the way down past Duane, Iowa, and I filled up, or I refilled up then. I got 34 miles to the gallon. Did you that fast? That's pretty damn good. Oh, yeah. And that's honest. They ain't going by no computer crap. Mm-hmm. I don't buy those.
Right.
You know, you got to go by when you put the gas in.
Put it in and do the math.
Yeah, I used 8.8 gallons at 300 miles.
Cool.
On 8, you know, so that average out to 72 miles a gallon, which is pretty good for a car like that. You know.
Oh, that's excellent.
Yeah, for that big a car, you know, because they say that's a family-sized car. Give me half a cup. I'm driving. That stuff wants to arm wrestle me.
just like the coffee that used to be cooking always on the stove.
Oh,
right?
My dad. Nobody had stronger coffee than my dad. Oh, man, you're talking about strong. Ooh. Pa, he could drink it cold too.
Oh, he come home from work. That's the first thing he'd do. Head for the kitchen, take the coffee pot, have a drink.
Yep.
Cold coffee.
Yeah. Ish. I almost think of when I here, I'll give you an example. I come up here in the morning. I used to bring my own coffee and sip on it on the way. And when I would go back home, it was cold. And then going back home, I'd forget maybe to take my pill. Then you got to take a liquid, you know. I don't know. I take my pill with a cold coffee, and I think, I got it with my dad every time, you know. And here I am doing it, making fun of him, and now I'm doing it. Yep. Goes around, comes around.
That's right.
Yep.
Apple in the tree, only so far.
That's right.
What else? What other habits did he have? Because I remember that coffee when he'd come to our house.
Oh yeah.
You know, and in fact, Mom, I remember, you know, the coffee pot always going at our house. So I just think of Grandpa, you know, coming in to get the coffee. But
he could probably drink it any time. I'm a morning person on myself. I gotta have so much coffee in the morning, and I have to have it, you know. And Rick's the same way. Rick can drink coffee anytime, but certain people are like that. But after I leave here, it's shut off. And then I go over Rick's. Lately, I've been over there his house. He's got a 4-wheeler, hot rod, one with a clutch and all this stuff. He bought new, sold it, and then rebought it back. And I've been working on it and getting it into shape. And it'd be the middle of the afternoon. It's kind of hot. He'll say, "We go for a cup of coffee?" I said, "I don't know." But he makes it. He freshly grinds it. You know, well, there's a difference.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
It's fresh, grinds it, and makes it, and he brings me out a cup. And boy, I'll tell you. It's about the only time I can say I like a cup of coffee. You know, it's kind of, too, a little caffeine, give you a little boot in the pants if you're a little boggy in the afternoon. Mm-hmm. It'll help you on your way, you know. Mm-hmm. But, otherwise, I don't touch coffee the rest of the day. Yeah. Right, Don?
Right.
You don't touch it either, do you?
No, I have my morning coffee.
And then even after like 4 o'clock, I don't dare drink a cup of coffee after 4. I go to bed. I go early to bed, you know. I lay down and I'll try to check my eyelids for cracks. Can't get to sleep. Start thinking about this. Pretty soon the TV's back on and watching that. And then finally you bog out after you counted all the pimples on the ceiling, you know. Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, I'd like to do this every Wednesday like we do. You know, I'll be retired like we do, get up in the morning and have to worry about what we're going to do, what's going to go on today, what's it to do? Well, I'll find something, I was kidding the kids about that. Rick will come over or something too. He's looking for retirement. I think he'd be retiring a little early. And there's so many people say, there ain't nothing to do. Bull. There's plenty to do. Anything you enjoy, like you're enjoying your camera and stuff. Why you could be down at the river where a boat show is going on, and speedboats, and you can get all that on film and enjoying yourself, sucking up the sun, relaxing, sitting in your chair, having a good time. And you can do all that stuff that you normally can't do because your life's too busy, you know. And you're going through probably one of the busiest times in your life now. Kids are getting bigger, and pretty soon when they're all gone, let the good times roll. That's when, like Rick and Deb now, the kids are gone out of the house, you know, but they still got a babysit once in a while. But they're free as the air, each one. Sometimes they each do their own thing. She'll go up to the cabin and say, "Your dad, he jumps on his GoldWing, he's gone," you know. And that's what life's all about. They've gone to the point now where they're starting to really have a good time. You know, same with me. I've never stopped. Once the kids are gone, I still have a good time. Yeah.
How old were you when you retired, Ray?
62.
62?
Yeah. Never regretted it. The day I was 62 was, I think, right on the end of a work day. Lucked out there too. Yeah, worked out there too, and never regretted it. Enjoyed every day since. Yeah, I wake up in the morning, I'm already on the job. Yeah, I love it. Same with Don. He's got the same job I got now. Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah. Retirement. I'll tell you, my advice to anybody for retirement is, go as early as you can, you know. But whatever you save or whatever, you're going to probably have to have a little more than what you think, and otherwise you won't be able to. Like if you like to travel a lot, your traveling will be a little more limited, you know. But as you get older, you look back and been there, done that, had a good time. You can keep going on your memories, you know. I like to go on another cruise too, you know, but wife's bugging me. I ain't ruling it out, but as the prices go on now, the ship prices go up, the gas goes up, oil goes up, airplanes got to add more. Everything's getting to be more expensive. So those good deals for them trips are, you know what, like last cruise we went on, I think it was $500. You ain't going to see one of $500? Hell, that might get you the cruise. Then you better add another $300-400 for the plane ride. You know, that's what it's come to now. So them real super deals, they're a thing of the past. Yeah, thing of the past. Yeah, everything's gonna get higher, and like you said, even it's gonna catch up in the stores too about oil. You know, a person smart really buy extra on oil right now, because it's going to go up. No getting around about it. That oil, it's eventually going to catch the oil at the dealers. You know, even the cheap places like we buy at Walmart. You know, it's going to be up there too. That's where too. You better stick with synthetic, because the ingredients are synthetic. It's not a base oil like they get out of the ground from the rest of the cheap oils. You know, so there's an advantage in synthetic. Price will pretty well stay the same.
I get a feeling like you two might have slightly different opinions on synthetic.
Yeah. Well, see, here's the deal. Don knows that synthetic oil is better in every way you want to put it. I don't care if it's from viscosity to thermal breakdown to which one burns the most. You got an oil burner, synthetic or regular, no matter what. But it's still, everything sways towards the synthetic. But now we're talking Don's thing, and that's price. He just can't see paying that price. Maybe for his four-wheeler that recommends synthetic, then you maybe splash on that. But he don't want to put it in his tractors. He don't want to put it in his cars, and you know. So, but like I say, he's got a point too. And if you keep it changed and don't let it get sludgy and dirty, and go change it before you get to that point, then you might be okay. But if you don't, you're gonna have trouble.
What you got, Mom? Is that something you found?
Flea Market. Soup tureen.
Looks like Aladdin's lamp. Where's the rest of it? You need the top.
Yeah, it does need
To rub.
that. Look how gorgeous it is. Careful, it's very breakable.
Yeah, you break it, you bought it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
The hell of a big gravy bowl, ain't it?
that's
Also got some sugar back there. Get in the
dispenser.
refrigerator. I've
Yeah.
been playing around long enough with it here. Are you making a commercial here?
Yeah, we're doing the day at the flea market.
Yeah, yeah. The old 2 El Cheapos went again. See what they could steal. Yeah, history repeating itself every time we go, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. We even buy stuff we don't need. We're like an old woman because you can't pass up a good deal. Yeah. I'm guilty. I know he is.
Yeah, I got a whole garage full of stuff I
Yeah.
don't need.
Yep, yep, yep. That's the fun of going where we can afford to be the big spenders, you know, without spending a bunch of.
But we got a good buy.
Yeah, that's right. Did I need it? No. But was it a good buy? Yes, I stole it.
Say, Ray, once upon a time you told me a story about, was it with Delano? When you headed downtown Minneapolis and you got pea shooters and then,
Yeah.
what was that story? Tell me again. That was a good one.
We went downtown, we took the streetcar down there, and I don't know what come up, but we had these pea shooters, like I say, we had the peas, and in those days, the screens on streetcars were pretty open, big mesh. So when sometimes the streetcars would go match close by, you know, like this here, we took the pea shooters when we went by, and then sprayed the other people in the other streetcar as we went by. So you know they're getting it. You know, a few of them had to get in there through the screen. So we did that, and then we'd shoot people too, and they wouldn't know where it was coming from. They're walking. So we did that, and we got downtown, and somebody a ways away, you could hit them, and they what the hell? You know, they look around, and you quick put your pea shooter away, and then like nothing happened. You know, and then I don't know, Delano something. He pissed me off, and I got mad at him for some reason. I figured, okay, you sucker, I'll fix you. We're gonna walk back. We walked all the way back from downtown. And once in a while, I'd shoot some peas at him on top of it. Yeah, we walked all the way from downtown back to home.
No kidding.
Yeah, but them were the days that, hell's bells, you think nothing of it, you know. It was just a little extra walk. But yeah, we had fun with those pea shooters. Well, I'll tell you, it's a good thing that the kids don't know about it nowadays. You know what they do? You know what the kids will do nowadays? This is really, the pea shooters were bad. They ain't nothing comparing to what the kids do. They take slingshots with steelies. They'll put your headlights out, they'll crack your windshield, they'll break your window. They can be quite a distance away and get the angle and crack a window in a car. They might not go through it, but they'll crack it. And the headlights, once in a while you find those little ball bearings on the road, and where they come from is somebody shot them. And them things can be, if you got hit in the face, or they'd break your cheekbone, or depending on the side. They got little steelies, and they got the big steelies. You can imagine what the big ones would do. And you got these the slingshots you put your hand into.
Oh, yeah.
Those things are
They're
powerful.
guns. They're guns.
Oh, yeah.
Wrist rockets.
Yeah, wrist slingshots, yeah. Oh, those things are disasters. They really kill you. They hurt you big time. Yeah. But then also we had, I gotta tell you, I feel guilty now that I did it when I was a kid, we were down at the Shrine Circus, It was fun to go to the Shrine Circus, let alone get out of school for the day. And if you didn't buy a ticket to the Shrine Circus, you had to stay in that room at school all day. So what are you going to do?
So is that downtown at the Coliseum or something like that?
Yeah, convention center now.
Okay.
It used to be auditorium, now it's convention center.
Right.
Anyway, So what do you want to do? Stay in school? Or you want to go to the Shrine Circus? Well, it got to be a Shrine Circus. Got to be the same old every year. But still, it's better than staying in that room. So anyway, what we did is we took rubber binders and we took hairpins. The women, the kind that weren't stuck together, they are apart. You take a big handful of those, put them in your pocket, and your rubber binders, and go to the Shrine Circus. These guys would be walking, the Shriners would be walking down the hallways. You don't remember how you go up and up and up and up and up. Well, you get to the main levels, and these Shriners are walking with these great big balloons, you know. Boom! Then you get, sometimes you get a couple of them. Boom, boom! You know, and that was bad enough. But once you got in watching a circus, and some little kid down several aisles away was playing with his balloon and stuff, and can I get that? Boom! The kid, he'd come down with a big piece of rubber on a string, you know. We shoot the balloon. You could hear the kids all crying and everything. It was a joke then, but now I can say you're a little embarrassed talking about it, but it was funny. We couldn't help it. We did stuff like that, you know. That was fun as heck.
Now, when you say we, does anybody come to mind immediately who you were with?
Wherever a friend I had in school would go with me, usually we'd double up on them, on the hairpins and rubbers. Yes. Yeah, like I say, you feel guilty about it now. But you always try to be careful not to hurt anybody. But once in a while, you'd think, well, when I shoot this here and I miss, well, you wonder really where it's going, you know. But you kind of ruled it out. You didn't want to think about where it went to hurt anybody. You didn't want to hurt anybody. But you sure had fun shooting those balloons, though. Oh. And the guy that was holding them, you know, he couldn't tell where it was coming from. He'd be looking around and you'd be acting nonchalant, you know, and you know, he had no idea it was you. Never got caught. Did it year after year for a while there. Yeah. Then I got kind of old news, you know, but it was fun while it lasted. And the same with the pea shooters, you know, they didn't have them toys. You had to think up your own games in them days. Nowadays, they got everything at your disposal.
Hey, I got a game going with the damn geese. The geese on the shore.
Yeah?
You know,
I thought you got them away with the owl. I thought...
yeah, well, it keeps them off this side of the lot.
Okay.
But on the north side of the lot, they come off come off the lake and they go on to Applequist property, and then they keep inching over till they're on my property.
Well, you know why? Because they're over there enjoying themselves, and then they got to take a crap, so they got to come over to your place and take it. Yeah, they ain't going to go over there. They want to go over here.
So I don't want a yard full of crap.
Yeah.
So I found that the only way I could control them was with my 22.
Cheat.
Yeah. Well, it's a case where I found that the bird shot in the first part of the year, the bird shot is very effective because it's louder than a regular 22.
Yeah.
It comes out, you know, real pow, but the babies never get there. But I find that all of a sudden, you know, they come back, and like the last few days, I've had to shoot so close to them that, you know, that they hear the sound of the bullet hitting the ground.
Or you chew up some soil near them or something, huh?
Well, yeah. They generally will spook just from the noise, but these old big tough ganders just ignore the noise lately, and but you put a bullet you know, next to them within a couple of feet, and they seem to sense it, hear it, or feel it, I don't know, but then they take off.
Yeah.
And so it's effective, but I think I've burned up almost a box of 22s this spring already.
Well, what kind? The buckshot ones?
Well,
I might have some at home you can have.
I used a bunch of birdshot, but
Yeah.
like I said,
You want more? You need more?
No,
Oh.
I got a lot of shells, and so that's no problem. Matter of fact, some of my shells were so old
Yeah.
that a few of them wouldn't go off.
That's
Yeah.
put a dent in it, but nothing happening.
Yeah. So
Uh-huh.
anyway, that's one of the latest things that I'm doing that is kind of interesting.
Yeah. Again, like you say, they don't want them on the golf courses. They don't. They have a real problem with there too. They tried dogs and this and that. And I know they had dogs where I'd go golfing all the time. They'd have to turn the dogs loose.
Yeah, well, I know my buddy Ray Anderson who lived on Holy Name Lake, and he sent his dog after a bunch of geese, and they damn near killed the dog. Yeah, those old ganders are so protective of their young.
Oh yeah.
You know that they'll chase you, and so anyway, they're still scared of guns.
Just because you killed a few ganders or see them, that didn't stop you from getting your goose.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I say, there are problems. Boy, when they crap too. Wow, it's big time. Man, you almost have to let them hang around a while. You got to walk through with your overshoes on, you know. Oh yeah.
So I got one for you. What's the first memory you remember as a kid? As a kid growing up, when you know you make that splashback, maybe sometimes it's 3 years old, sometimes it's 5 years old. What do you remember first as a kid?
For like having fun, you mean, or something like
Yeah,
that?
whatever comes to your mind.
Well, I don't know. I like my little cars and trucks in the dirt. You know, I remember that. I like little cars, trucks, play in the dirt. I get dirty, down and dirty. I remember that when I was a little kid. I liked that real well. One thing I got to say that I like, one of the first presents I ever had in my life, it was a real Christmas present, probably one of the first things I remember. Dawn bought me a BB gun, and I loved it. And I tell you, the minute I got it, I think I went down the cellar right away and started shooting it, you know, into something cardboard. Nobody told me don't hit no rocks or something; it'll fly back, you know. But I tried to shoot it into boards or cardboard or stuff. But I had a lot of fun with that BB gun. Whoa, boy, man! Don't shoot the birds. I shoot the birds. I had to shoot the birds. Make sure it's strong. Kill a few birds, and I figured, what the heck? Sparrows, what the heck? There's a million of them, you know. They got nothing to do but make more anyway. But anyway, then also I had the BB gun taken away from me. Couldn't resist it. Diane Tunsky, next to a neighbor, she was bending over with tight jeans on. I could not help but I shot her right in the butt. Oh, then she come and told my ma, took my BB gun away from me for a while. I had fun. There was little on the Bell telephone, up the telephone poles, these little boxes about this big, and when you hit them with a BB, they'd make they make a good noise. Boy, they were fun to hit. I shoot those. I shoot them things all the time. And Ma didn't want me carrying that gun around either, you know. So once in a while, I'd slip and get over to Tyler Street where I wasn't supposed to be over there with it and shoot some different odd stuff over there. But that BB gun, boy, I'll tell you, that was something. Then one time, same BB gun, we took it, it was a pump. They were really powerful. And this pump BB gun was so powerful, you could put a penny in a tree, stick it in the bark, and shoot it and actually deform the penny. That's how strong. You buy a BB gun nowadays, they're nothing. This one was powerful. We went down to Blurth, and I took my BB gun along, and when we got down there, Ma was in the house and Dad were in the house visiting. I was outside shooting squirrels. I shot a squirrel and killed him. I shot him a few times, enough to, you know, kill him.
Put him down.
Yeah, put him down. Yeah, squirrel. That's how powerful that BB gun was. I don't know what happened to it, but that got me on the gun kick. Yeah. Had guns ever since.
Did you hunt at all in terms of?
Oh yeah.
Did you?
Pheasant hunt, all I went with the backs. Don, we went squirrel hunting several times. Don took me. I think, not sure if Johnny went one time too. We used to go up by Cambridge around that area where you taken me. And, well, yeah, that was fun because we'd all circle a tree on the damn squirrels. You go to this side, they go to the other side, so we'd always have one on each side, you know, one of us is going to get them. That was a lot of fun. Shooting them 22s, and it's about, and if you think about it, and I got into guns where I've had every make, model, especially pistols, you know. I had big irons, you know, and the bottom line is the only one you can really afford to shoot is the 22 because they're cheap, you know. And I've had the big irons too, you know, the 357s, the 44s, the 41. I go over to Bill's gun range over in Robertsdale and shoot, and I put an aim point on there, and but it's like anything else in my life, and including right now even, everybody thinks that material things that, oh, I can't live without this, I treasure this. BS. It can be replaced. I don't care if it's a gun, no matter what it is, a car, anything can be replaced. So somebody come along, a guy at work seen this one gun I had, I all fixed up. I had the Lloyd's at the gun range over in North Minneapolis, the one that got robbed, and the guy shot him. They put the aim point on for me on this one gun, and I had a label on it after I put it in a box, a nice black box, Black Power, and it was a beautiful gun, you know, all black. And the guy at work loved it so much, he wanted it, and I said, well, the only way you're going to have it is you're going to pay full price, and I got a deal on everything I bought. You're going to pay full price for everything. And what a coincidence, he just happened to have them Visa checks. Oh, here you are. They wrote me out a Visa check. Here you are. Okay. Went to the bank, cashed it, got my money. He got his gun. You know, like I say, then I waited a while. Another guy at work was getting divorced. Had a 357 Dan Wesson, vented barrel, stainless steel, really nice. Oh, I love that gun. I put different handle grips on right away. I got rid of the walnut grips and I put on Packmeyer grips right away. And oh, I love that gun, you know. Well, I had it for years, and I always have it loaded, ready to go in case somebody walks in the door, because I am the judge, the jury, and the executioner, like Don is, and we're ready for anybody. Anyway, my son Rick, oh, he loved that gun. He kept bugging me to buy that gun. He says, look at it this way, Dad. He says, you buy the gun, I'll buy the gun from you, but it won't be out of the family, because you can still borrow it. So it had me thinking, you know, and yeah, a couple extra bucks. I don't know what I was doing, going on a trip or something. Yeah, like I say, I ain't in love with that much, that often. You know, I like it when anything. Okay, here you are, give him the gun. I gave him, I had the holster and everything. I gave him the whole works. And you don't screw families, so I gave him a good deal. Just like he gave me back the motorcycle. Like I stole it. He stole my gun. But it's in the family. You know, that's what it's all about. So that's just one of my gun stories. I got a million of them. I've had so many guns went through my hands, you know. I even sold a gun one time to a guy at work. Later on I found out he's a drug dealer. That's why he had the little vibrating thing on him. You get a vibrator, he called his number, he had a drug deal. Holy Paul, I didn't know. I thought he wanted the gun to kill somebody if they broke into his house for the drugs. Holy balls. And then, wow. Then another time, a guy, he never found out. The guy at work, his dad was a minister, sold me two shotguns, 2 pump shotguns. And I kept the better one. And the guy I work with, I won't tell who he is, but he says, I'd like to have a sawed-off shotgun. I said, oh, yeah, I got the clear deal for you. I said, I'll modify it and make it for you. I sawed it off, 45'd it, blued it, cut the stock off. I said, no, I told him, when you shoot this thing, make sure you don't have your hand like this, have it like this, because it's going to come up. I said, shoot it that way. And to this day, I don't know, he's probably still got it. If he's still alive, I don't know. But he'd keep it ready, he'd load it and keep it, not one in the chamber, but I told him, don't put one in the chamber. I said, cock it once and then you got it. and you ain't gonna go off automatic, you know. And he put it in his Davenport, and he lifted up his cushions and he put it underneath there. So you'd be sitting on that shotgun all the time. Whether he used it or not, I don't know. He used to hang around with his good friend was, and you know this guy, he was Alexander that sold the bookstore down in there. He would give him this porno stuff all the time, and he was friends with him. And I'm not sure if he's affiliated with they kind of had a little underground shady business going on, and he knew these guys. So I don't know if he's in on it or not. Why he wanted this gun, I don't know. I didn't care, but he gave me good money for that gun, and I think I tripled my money what I paid for it. I think I bought them both for $50 for both of them, both shotguns. And his dad was a minister. Was his mother and his dad's gun? They don't know, but they're going to probably be used to kill somebody. I don't know. I don't care. Once a gun gets out of my hands, I'm not selective. You know, I didn't know that this. I saw this one guy with a drug dealer that he might have used it to kill somebody, but he didn't. And when I went, in fact, this same guy that I sold that gun to, we were buying this new Buick, the guy that I got the car from. Here a guy walks by, and here it's the guy I sold the gun to, Mike. And then he said, his mother and dad worked at the plant. He said, I asked him if they're still working. He says, no, they're retired. And he gave me their number, and he said, look them up. They're probably glad to see you. And so it's a small world. Anyway, he was the one. But he's seen the lake. He went straight, you know, family, working for a living. And it took him a while to see the lake.
He grew up, huh?
Yeah. You know, you can only be a crook so long. Like us, Don. We're too lazy to work and too nervous to steal. Right? The rest of my case. Yeah. My mouth's getting dry. I must be talking too much. When I get so dry it feels like a fire hazard, then I know I better shut my mouth.
I think this Spiriva and this other medicine I'm taking for my lungs, I think it gets in my throat, and I can't hardly talk.
Congestion, make you congested. You can tell you got a little congested by the way he talks. You can hear it, you know. But that you can't help that. It's in your lungs and stuff. A little, you know, like that. You can't help it. You can't get rid of it. It's like a phlegm or something that won't go away, you know.
Yeah.
And like I say, after you get tuned up and taken care of, all that'll go away.
I hope
You'll
so.
be able to thumb your nose at it after a while. Yep.
I sure hope so.
Yeah. You just like a car. You drove it all this time. Now it's time for a tune-up. You're gonna get your tune-up. I got mine. You're gonna take yours, and you'll be as good as new. Yep. In fact, you'll feel like $1 million. They'll say you look kind of green and wrinkled.
I never had $1 million, so I don't know.
Well, you don't want to feel like one either, then maybe. Like I said, I feel like $1 million. I don't hope I don't look green and wrinkled, but I always said my saying was that I feel so good, I should have been twins.
Yeah.
That's how good I feel. Yep. Oh, yeah.
So what's your first memory as a kid, Dad? As you think back?
I got a jackknife from my Uncle Paul for my birthday. I'm about 3 years old.
Wow.
And I was so happy with that knife that I wanted to use it. And so Ma let me cut a branch of wood over the coal pail. Only I slipped and dropped the knife in the coal pail. And it fell down through the chunks of coal, and I couldn't reach it. So I was going to wait till the coal was gone. Well, when the coal was gone, I couldn't find my knife. I didn't realize that they were going to scoop that coal into the box of the firebox. And I ended up finding my knife in the springtime of the year outside in the ash pile. And the fire had already burnt the thing up so that it was useless. So that was my first birthday present that
Up in smoke.
yeah, went up in smoke.
Yeah.
It was one of them jackknives that back in those days they sold them for about a nickel. But a nickel was a lot of money.
A good quality knife, yeah.
Yeah, and it had that blue, sort of a blue pearl on the
Oh,
side.
yeah.
A beautiful little jackknife.
Uh-huh.
And that's how I lost it.
Mm.
And at least I never cut my fingers with it, but I lost it.
You remember the next one you got then? Because, knives used to be pretty commonplace. I mean, that was kind of growing up. Growing up as a kid, you got a knife, right?
Oh, yeah.
It was part of growing up.
Well, the other knives that I accumulated, I would probably my cousin Chuck or Donnie Draper would probably have given me one of their spare knives. I always had a jackknife one way or another, in later years, but I never bought one. Nobody ever gave me a knife, except my son-in-law Doug Smith bought me a hunting knife about probably 10 years ago, and that's a nice knife. But otherwise, as far as jackknives, they were a dime a dozen, you might say.
Yeah, now you mentioned a knife to a black person, you're talking self-defense, right?
I suppose.
That's what it's all about for them, self-defense. They carry them, they use them. You'd be surprised where they got knives. They got the kind that conceal like a belt buckle, go right in the belt buckle. They got the leg band with the knife on. They got the slip-on kind. Oh, there's all different kinds they got. Oh, you think them guys ain't walking armed over North Minneapolis? You don't hear me go over and saying anything naughty to them. No way.
I don't go there.
You go over there and you ain't gonna come back. I won't even drive through there during the day. Holy mackerel. Talk about those steelies there and they hit you. That's probably us driving down the road, boink, get rid of they sitting up in a tree or something, and who knows what they do, they'll catch the whiteys that going by. Yeah, holy man. Whoa.
So you remember your first jackknife?
Not really. No. I can remember when they had the Zayers fire. My father-in-law was a custodian there, and I remember after the fire, I went into the building when it was all burned out and everything, and I went through the sports department with the knives, just hundreds of them, picking them up like this here, and some were warped, and some were bent, and some were reusable, but I didn't want them. And I think I kept a few. That kind of reminds me of knives. I never was too much of a knife guy till I was older. Now, I got a knife in my pocket, but it's for multi-purpose, like a screwdriver, a little of everything. I got to have one because every time you turn around, somebody needs a knife, and I got it. Whether it's a screwdriver or whatever, I always got one. I like those. I tried those multiple pliers and needle nose on your side of your belt, but they're just too heavy. I didn't like the weight, so I kept reducing down, and now I dwindled it down to $1 knife. I just love it's no weight and don't take up no space in my pocket, and it can be used for anything. It's just what the doctor ordered it for $1, brand new. Yeah. I even offered him one, but he didn't want one, so I guess he wants to continue walking alongside me, knowing that safety is in my pocket, not his, So I have to take care of him. If something goes wrong, little baby brother Ray, get your knife out, take care of this back guy that wants to hurt me. I go, okay. Yep. Yeah. Or you get a steak or something that you can't cut. You got a knife on you? Okay, here, yeah. I'm gonna cut it in smaller pieces so I can chew it. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody doing a lot of barbecue? You do a lot of barbecuing too?
Yeah,
Once in a while?
Once in a while.
You ain't into that heavy?
No.
I am.
No, are you?
I got a super buy on a grill. I bought about a $200 grill from Walmart in October in the fall of the year. And it was such a good deal that I went back and bought another one. And my son's birthday or something, and I gave it to him a little early birthday Christmas present or something. I gave him one identical one. We still got them. They're really a nice one, you know. 3 burners, cast iron, and that stainless steel crap. They rust out in a couple of years. And it's got 3 burners, got a temperature gauge on it. It's got sides, and it's just a lot of for the money we stole them, you know. I couldn't believe the price.
You wanted to get rid of them.
Yeah, Jerry Back, originally when I seen his, it's called a Brinkman. I forget what series it was. Anyway, I seen Jerry's, he showed me, and I was so impressed with it, I thought, well, if I buy one better than what I got, I want to get one of those. And I'll be a son of a gun if they didn't have them on Walmart on sale, or I don't know how I found out about it, and I bought it in the crate, and it was such a good deal. Like I say, I had to get another one for Mark. And I've still got them. We both still got them to this day. And he likes the barbecue. Mark barbecues a lot too. But you know, like I say, even the good old no-name steaks, even them ain't like they used to be. They're not as good.
Dad always tells stories about being down on the farm. Did you go down to the farm at all?
No, I was too young.
Okay.
I was out of that. The only thing I remember one time we were down at either Grandma Warner's or Grandpa Kuss, and I remember somebody giving me a ride in a wheelbarrow. That's about the only thing I can remember. That was just for a visit. I was too little.
You don't remember the 4th of July episode?
Oh, you mean with the firecracker that blew my thumb?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that. I'm trying to forget that. 4th of July is coming up. What'd you bring that up for? Now I got to remember that. Yeah, I split my thumb open. Ma got mad, took me to the doctor, and all they did was just clean it out and pinch it together and put a Band-Aid on it. And Ma was so mad because she thought I could do that at home. I go to the doctor and.
What happened? Tell the story. What happened?
I had a firecracker in my hand. I didn't let it go. Get rid of it fast enough. You know.
Must have been one hell of a firecracker, huh?
Well, it was just a regular firecracker, but those were a little bit more powerful in those days. That's when they sold cherry bombs and the rest of the big stuff, you know. And like I say, the lesson was learned. That's all. Like I say, you learn. What a coincidence! I still play with firecrackers. Still did it, you know.
What made you think of that, Dad?
Well, the 4th of July was just the absolute best day of the year. You know, and when we could get pistol caps and small firecrackers and stuff, you know, that was just the
M80s, they were so powerful they could light them. The fuse could be lit. You throw them right in the water. Mm-hmm. They wouldn't stop and blow right up in the water.
I never had any expensive stuff, but you know, even the cheap stuff was a lot of fun.
Oh, sure.
And so here we are at Grandma's on the farm, and Marlon and Raymond and I going out to have a good time with these firecrackers and cap guns and that, and we had made it halfway around the yard, you know, from the corn crib area around to the farm by the big pen, and then up by the machine shed. And by this time, I'm tired of listening to Tumac here crying because he doesn't have any firecrackers. And Marlon and I are lighting them and tossing them, so on, and Tumac don't have any, and he's just begging and begging and begging. He wants one. So finally I stopped. I said, okay, now I'm going to put this in your hand, and when I light it, you throw it. Okay. So he's got it in his hand. He's holding it up. I light it, and he shakes his hand back and forth. He don't let go, and it goes off, and his ears are pounding. His hands, his thumb is split, and in the house he goes, and Ma, of course, there wipes out all our firecrackers. Everything was done, and that was the last. That was the last fireworks, because the next year they cut it out. You couldn't buy them. It was illegal, and so that was the end of my fun with fireworks.
As the stuff you do, like with fireworks now, as you go through life, there's a time where your kids are small and you probably, I don't know if you, but I go to South Dakota all the time. I get access to all that fireworks, see, right at the warehouses and everything. So you buy all these family packs and this and that. You bring them home and you go up to the cabin, you fire them off, and you have a good time on 4th of July. And then as you get older, pretty soon you buy them, but I bring them back and I wouldn't fire them. I lost interest. So I end up, the last time I bought some, I gave them to my grandson. You shoot them off up there. I'm not even interested. And I don't know, I kind of lost interest in fireworks.
Oh, sure. You outgrow it.
Yeah. Well, it's like cartoons too. I know when the kids are small, on a Saturday they turn the television set on a Saturday morning. That's the only time there was cartoons on. There was no 24 hours on like a cable they got now. But it was just a special Saturday morning for a couple hours that they'd have these all cartoons. And it was time where kids are growing up a little, and I'd even watch a little bit with them, But then you outgrow them too. Them are things.
Oh,
remember when you were a kid, you look forward to go to the show.
Oh.
But if they had a cartoon, that was a bonus.
The cartoon was the best part of the show.
Yeah, and now, of course, I got to say they have put back on adult cartoons on TV. The Simpsons, Mr. Family Guy. You feel guilty laughing your hind end off at that stupid stuff, but it's funny. But it ain't like as far as a cartoon, I care less. No way.
Yeah,
you outgrow it.
I guess the only one yet that I can't help but watch is the Roadrunner.
That's an old favorite, yeah.
Yeah, the Fox and a Roadrunner.
Yeah.
Whatever,
he's still pretty good.
That's always funny.
Yeah, or like you say, the Simpsons too. They're still adult comedy, and they got a series that's still pretty popular. Those guys that play and the voices, they make millions. What the heck was this guy lately? That he's got the voice of him. He was on TV, and he said how much. Before he had the voice, he was nothing. But now that he's the voice of this, in fact, they got him he signed another contract for so many years for that voice. And, he's millionaire. All because of the voice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Particular voice is everything.
Yeah. Yeah, some people have to work their way to get the money, and some people just fall into it,
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it ain't me. Yeah. Well, I suppose I'm going to be wandering back home. See if I can.
So what time usually you stay till 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, or what?
I usually have to leave a little earlier. I'm usually 12:30 around that area, probably. I'm going to go home and see if I can get a suntan. Think I can?
Tell me about that.
That's just.
Yeah, I know, but you got that in the days when it wasn't as common as it is nowadays.
You were a biker in the earlier years, you had to have tattoos. You go out to Sturgis, and tattoos and bikers, they go together. Why should I be naked? I'm going to be one of the boys, so I got tattoos too.
What kind of tattoo did you get there, Tumac? What is it?
That's a python panther. A python wrapped around a panther. They're each trying to kill each other.
Do you remember why you chose it?
Oh no, it was kind of I don't know, different. That same tattoo, I think I paid $18 for this. The same tattoo would probably cost you $150 right now. That one right there, $150. Yeah, and also I got a tattoo on each loaf of my hind end. There's a W on each loaf, and when I bend over, it says "Wow." I got more, but I can't tell you.
You can take that
I got
one.
more tattoos than that, but I can't tell you. Well, I can tell you one. Just say you could take it. You know, I got another tattoo on my private part. It's U.S. When I get real excited, it says United States. There's one for you. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know what the heck I'm gonna do when I get home. There's something I had planned. There's always something to do. Even if it's go in the garage and do nothing, that's something to do, right? Yeah. Don, he'll probably drift into his favorite chair in there and look out at the lake and see if the water's still evaporating, you know, check that out, and pump on his breather thing there, and he's doing all right. Take his pills and check his eyelids for cracks for a little while, and charge up the batteries, and that'd be good to go, ready to come to the supper table for supper. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you guys for allowing me to be
no
a part of your
problem.
festival
Yeah.
here. You're-
I thought you didn't have to ask that. You drop in any time on us, you know, it's no big deal. Same old for us. You know, we bullshit each other, and like I always said, Don and I, the whole world is crazy but him and I, and we both got our doubts about each other, you know what I mean? Right, Don?
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
He lies and I swear to it.
Yeah, yeah. And he said, I'm the only one he believes. Yep. Well, I suppose I'm going to scoot out, Don. We'll see you, and good luck on that. Operation. I know everything's going to go okay for you.
Oh, yeah.
Arla's going to call when she gets a chance and let me know everything's okay. I know you're going to bounce back like me. You know. You can knock us down, but we're still Germans that get back up and keep on coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're like a wart on your hind end. You ain't gonna get rid of it. Right, Duane?
Right on.
Yeah. Well, I gotta take a look at your motorcycle before I go, Duane.
Well, it's dirty, but it keeps on running.
That's right. That's a GoldWing. They do that. They don't wear out. How long guy wants to keep them? That's what it is. A little here and there, and they keep them going. Yeah. Yeah, they're good old machines. I can tell you one thing that if you want to improve the handling on that, Duane,
What's that?
put a fork brace on it.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, you night and day. You go into a curve, and I'm sure if you smoke a curve about 65, 70, you don't know if kind of wants to move around a little bit on you, you'll stop doing that with a fork brace. You can buy a fork brace real cheap. You can buy the crisscross like this here. They mount right on the front. They go right across to here and here. It'll give you handling like when you ride and you get all the full dress and you have your son with you and you get the extra weight and then it really gets a little squirrely in the curve, you know, as you're going around. I've ridden every model. I bought one brand new. I knew what it would do. I had a fork brace on mine just shortly after. This thing got squirrely in a curve. We go down 35W, you know, 65 like this here, and pretty soon that thing's moving around. what the hell's with this? And then to prove a point, I was going on the road and go about 20 miles an hour and go, try this with yours. Stand up on the foot pegs, look down the fork tubes and go like this. You watch the fork tubes go like this here. I guarantee it. And then, but you get this fork brace on and shop around, check with Shade Tree, Dennis Kirk, some of the California places. But you could probably, and with a little luck, you might be able to even get one at the junk place out in sick place out in past on Highway 169.
Shakopee Way?
Yeah, Sport Wheels.
Okay.
And there's another place over in